dress. It looks so pretty.
Thank you, honey.
You look lovely. Okay, I'm really glad you're here.
Well, I actually like to look extra pretty when I'm gonna read a bitch. So, can I have something to drink?
Let me get the waitress.
Welcome back to the show. I have the beautiful Claudia Jordan on the line from our LA studio. Claudia, how are you?
I am fantastic. How you doing?
Do you like to look pretty when you read a bitch?
I mean, I think it's a must.
It's a
because
must.
The better you look, the more effective it is, I think.
Absolutely.
What can they say back?
Now, you've done 2 stints on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Have you been keeping up with this season at all?
I catch things here and there, but I don't watch it as much as I did when I was on it. But I see things have not changed.
Well, let me catch you up a little bit. Last season, Cynthia and NeNe had a falling out because Cynthia allegedly lied about inviting Kenya to a party where NeNe was present. This led to them both talking to the blogs and even NeNe calling Cynthia weak. Now, you know the ladies. Would you agree that statement that Cynthia is weak?
I don't think Cynthia is weak. I think Cynthia wants everybody to get along, and I think she's kind of sick and tired of people calling her weak. But it's like she's damned if she does, she's damned if she doesn't. If she speaks up, people say, oh, this is a brand new Cynthia, who's this? And if she doesn't, they say she's weak. It's like, what do you want?
Right.
You know, I think they should be grateful that she's one of the most level-headed people on the show that tries to at least have some kind of peace on the show.
That's a fair point. And last night, the two finally sat down to try to hash things out, and I'm still a little confused on exactly what happened. Let's watch.
You were supposed to be my sister, remember?
Yeah, and you were supposed
to be. And so I respond to you. It's a problem. You don't expect me to respond?
I just wasn't anywhere saying I don't give a about you. You a toxic friend. I feel like you wanted people to think I was this bad person.
Okay. Now, you and NeNe have been into it before, Claudia. It's been said that NeNe doesn't know how to take accountability. Would you agree with that statement?
Understatement of the year. I mean, you see, it's sad to see NeNe cry because you don't really see it that much. So I do believe that she does feel some kind of way. But I just feel like she's in her own way. You know what I mean? Like, you can't always be the victim. And sometimes you have to say, listen, I have done stuff to contribute to this situation that we're in. I remember a time when NeNe was trying to get Cynthia fired from the show. You know what I mean? It can't just always be about you. And me and NeNe have done squash our beef after, I read her on the show. We're cool, we're cordial. But you have to at some point be like, it can't be everybody. Everybody can't be wrong. You know what I mean? And Cynthia, she's got a lot of patience. She'll always be open to have a conversation. But I feel like you can't really have that expectation that's ever going to be the way it was. NeNe definitely, there is a problem with taking accountability. I mean, a lot of people are like that, but NeNe, I think it's a little bit extra. I think she's always like, everyone's doing something to me. And sometimes you got to look at what have I done to kind of cause this?
Right, and who's the common denominator maybe among the drama? Do you think NeNe prefers one-sided friendships?
I think a lot of people do, so I won't just make it just a NeNe thing. But I definitely won't say that's a false statement when it comes to NeNe. I feel like everyone's supposed to be a certain way to her, but you have to be able to extend. That was actually part of my argument with her. Like, you want people to recognize your accolades. You have to do the same with everybody else. You can't just have it one way. Like, that's not the definition of a real friendship.
Right.
That's a dictatorship.
It's got to work both ways.
And it has to. And listen, we're 40, 50-something years old here. You know what I mean? And at some point, you have to stop getting out of your own way. You have to get out of your own way, I'm saying. You have to realize, listen, I keep having the same problem with different people at different times in my life. Then maybe I got to kind of be a little bit open to what other people have to say and what they're going through. I have a thing where I really try to put myself in other people's shoes all the time to a fault. That's why, as much as I don't want to admit it, sometimes I'm like, you know what, you're right, I was wrong. It's okay to say that. You know what I mean? I think that's part of being an adult, and I'm surprised when folks are on TV, even more so, you should be more conscious because you have millions of people telling you when you're messing up. And you have footage, you can see how you're behaving. You have that benefit that the average person on the street doesn't have. We can look at it and be like, damn, I look really bad doing that. I should probably chill out.
Right. You can get the critique from the public. But I also want to talk about Kenya and Tanya because a few episodes ago, Kenya inferred that Tanya's fiance is cheating on her because this woman, the cookie lady, said he tried to get with her. Last week, they finally sat down and this happened. Let's take a look.
He was pretty adamant on me sitting at the table, hanging out, and chilling for a while.
Wonderful.
I'm at the dinner. Why is it such negative energy, honey? Don't be mad at me because I'm gorgeous and your fiance just happened to just glance this way.
Whew. All right, so how shady was Kenya being here? Because the cookie lady wasn't even invited to the brunch.
Right. I mean, a lot of it also is, it's a TV show. You know what I mean? So you are going to get set up. Someone's going to hear you mention it or talk about it, and they're going to be like, all right, you got to bring this girl on the show. And that definitely does happen. And here's the thing with reality TV. If you don't bring it, you're boring, they get rid of you. If you bring it, you're a bitch, and why'd you do that? I don't think that Kenya got false information. I think she went with what she heard. And, you know, yeah, it's shady, but that's what reality TV is. Y'all would not watch reality TV if it was not shady. If it was 5, 6 women being polite and doing things the right way, who would watch that? So I think Kenya gets a lot of heat for what she does, but she knows what she's doing. Like, she brings the shade, she brings the heat. She makes great TV, and the sooner people stop taking it so seriously and so personally, the better they can coexist and not be like, all right, she's being evil, as opposed to, she's keeping the show popping.
Well,
you know what I mean? And I think, you know, yeah, she's shady, and she knows it.